Hey everyone, I'm going to review the Turkey pack on eFootball. I've done reviews of the England, France, Argentina and Portugal packs already. Those reviews are live on the channel if you want to check them out. As always, I'll put timestamps in the description for each player, so if you want to hear about particular players, click the description, there'll be a link to take you straight to them. And again, as I've been saying with all these packs, it's not about how much value they represent in themselves, it's how much value they're going to bring to your squad. It's entirely up to you whether they give you value. No one can tell you whether you should or shouldn't buy it. Just have a think about what players you've got in these positions, whether you've got good versions of these players already, whether the manager suits you, and just whether the pack on the whole is going to give you value. It doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. So yeah, hopefully I can give you some help in this video to decide for yourself whether it's going to be a good value pack for you. But let's start off by looking at our manager, and it is Montella, and we have an out wide manager. So if you like to use out wide and you've been waiting for a high rated out wide manager, we've finally got an 88. It's Montella. His affinities for old players, 200%. I don't think that's brilliant for farming, to be honest. His boost is +1 on stamina, so you get +1 on stamina for all your players in your squad. And yeah, I've got to say, I used to use out wide a lot until they took Conte away. Since then, I've not really used it at all. So I've been waiting for a high-rated out wide manager. So I've picked this pack up myself, and it's just my personal experience, and I've only played about maybe 5 games on carp and about 5 1v1 with out wide so far. And I've just got to say, it's not working well for me at all. It does seem to work a bit better when I switched from 4-4-2 to more of a kind of some variation of 4-3-3, but I'm not enjoying it so far. Things do tend to vary. Every time there's an update, they'll tweak the gameplay, and some play styles will get better or worse. But yeah, for me so far, I'm not liking it. So if any of you guys have been using out wide, I'd be really interested to know how you've been finding it. Because for me personally, so far, it's not many matches I've used so far, but I'm not enjoying it so far. It's been a bit disappointing, but yeah, this one is finally an 88 rated out wide manager. And yeah, if that's the playstyle you use, you might be pretty excited to pick this manager up. On to the players then, and we'll start with our goalkeeper. We've got Çakır. So, first thing to note with this guy, we had a previous version of him. It was in the previous Turkey pack, and that was about a year or two ago. And this one's a downgrade. It's not as good as that one. So, in that regard, it's a bit disappointing. And in terms of the attributes, to be honest, it's a bit disappointing in terms of the attributes as well. That catching at 78 stands out initially at 78. That's below 80. The rest are above 80, and reflexes hits 90, which is great before the game plan boost. Jumping 94 is good. He's 6'2", so he'll be great at claiming long high balls into the box and crosses and so on. Reach is okay, but yeah, even if we hit that game plan boost, as you can see here, the catching and parrying are a little bit disappointing, and that goalkeeper awareness, that's the one most important attribute on a goalkeeper. Fully boosted 85, that's disappointing to me. Obviously the reflexes are great, the reach is okay, 6'2", but yeah, on the whole, not brilliant. Could you shuffle the points around a bit, get his awareness up a little bit? You've got 1 on passing there, and if you took the 4 off aerial, that jumping attribute does display a bit wrong sometimes in the eFootball hub. It kind of momentarily skips down by about, I'm not sure how many, but I think it goes artificially low when you kind of max the player out, and then when you kind of start moving them up and down, it goes back to normal again. But yeah, that is correct now. But if we were to take those 4 off jumping, you can just get the awareness up by 1, and you got 2 points left, and that's it. You could scrimp a few from reflexes, but if you took any points off reflexes, you'd be going below 80 on catching. I don't think you'd want to do that. So to be honest, I think that's about all you can do with him. So, you know, it's not disastrously low at 86 now for awareness, but it's still not what I would want on a 5-star keeper. So yeah, fantastic jumping, and that's pretty rare according to Konami. I won't have that rant again. Reflexes are great as well, but yeah, elsewhere, I don't know. It's just on the whole, he's not brilliant for a goalie that's in a paid pack, and especially considering the previous one was better than this. It's a little bit disappointing. He's not that bad of a goalkeeper in himself, but yeah, I just feel like, especially with the previous one being better, it could be better. So it's a little bit disappointing regard this one. Now we have the first of 3 centre-backs in this pack. So this is probably the best of the 3. Demiral. Again, he was in the previous Turkey pack that was a year or 2 ago. This is better than the previous version, though. Not a huge difference, but it's better than that one. It's the best version of Demiral that we've had on the game. He's a destroyer. As you can see down here, the defensives are looking very good. Pace is looking okay. Jumping and physical looking decent. He's pretty solid on the whole. This is before the game plan boost. We'll just quickly look at the skills. He does not have through passing. Again, eFootball Hub is still playing up a bit with the skills, but outside of through passing, the rest of these skills here are correct. Outside of heading, which I don't think he desperately needs, he's pretty much got everything. Got man marking, interception, acrobatic clearance, fighting spirit, aerial, blocker, sliding tackle. Don't think he's really missing anything there. So yeah, if you're going to put skills on him, maybe he's 1 and 2 for his passing, one touch pass, weighted pass, something like that. But in terms of his defending, he's got pretty much everything he needs. And if we hit that game plan boost, as you can see, defensively, the 4 most important attributes in the centre back looking really strong, mega aggressive. This guy, he's a mega aggressive destroyer. If you like destroyers with some aggression, you might really like this guy. The pace is decent enough. It's certainly not slow. As I mentioned, the jumping and physical are pretty decent as well. He's gone up to 92 on his physical contact. Would I shuffle any points around? Yes, personally. As I mentioned when I was looking at the manager at the start of the video, I've picked this pack up already myself. The way I trained this guy, if I remember rightly, I took a couple of his defending. We're at least going to go 90 plus in all of these. That frees up 8 points. Where did I put them? I think I took a couple of aerial as well, and I wanted some more pace on him. I did that. Got his low pass up to 70. What else did I do? I think I put the remaining ones on dribbling, to be honest, making him a little bit more comfortable on the ball. Yeah, I've done something like that on my one. I certainly got speed up to 80 on mine, and the defensives, that's what I did. So yeah, still at 90 physical, still 90 plus all defensives. Got his low pass up a bit. Nice to hit 70 with that one. Pace is decent on a big physical thug of a centre back, which is what he is. So that's pretty nice pace. Stamina's decent as well, 82. Yeah, he's just a really solid centre back, to be honest. It's saying he's got inconsistent form. I thought he had standard form. Maybe someone can correct me on that. I think he's got standard form, but if he's inconsistent, that's a bit of a downer. But yeah, outside of that, there's no real weakness for me on this guy. Like I said, I think he's the pick of the 3 centre backs in this pack. About 6'3", destroyer, physical, aerial, defending, everything solid. No real weakness there. He's a strong centre back. It's a shame he's not getting live update. I think he's in Saudi or somewhere like that where he's not getting live update nowadays. But yeah, he's a good centre back card. The pick of the 3 in my opinion, and it's one that I'm probably going to be using a fair bit. And our next centre back is this guy. So we've got an extra front man, same height as Demiral, about 6'3", good size for centre back. He's a lefty. I don't personally like the extra frontman playing style. It's down to preference. If you do, great, you might like this guy. But if anyone's not aware, an extra frontman is basically going to start roaming forward and moving up into the midfield, trying to get involved in the build-up. I don't personally like that. I like my defenders to stay back and hold their position. But yeah, he's an extra frontman. Attributes, strong in most places here, to be honest, but I think the concerns are pretty obvious. Number 1, he's got no pace. Number 2, the jumping's not brilliant. He is 6'3", and he does have aerial superiority, as you can see down here. I think these skills are accurate. I think that is the skills that he's got. So he's got some of the most important ones: heading and aerial superiority. He's got interception and blocker. Man marking is a bit of a miss for me, and it'd be nice if he had acrobatic clearance and sliding tackle as well. I think man marking is the first one I'd look to put on him. Load off the pass, a nice bonus. But yeah, let's go to that game plan boost, see how good he can get. So not too bad down the left there. I think on an extra front man, I would like him to be a bit better though. On an extra front man, if I am going to play an extra front man, allow him to maraud forward and get involved in the build-up, I'd like him to be a bit more comfortable on the ball. I'd like someone who's to be in the 70s. So he's not too bad down here for a centre-back, but with that extra front man playing style, I would like him to be a bit better. The defences down the middle, they're the most important ones, 90 plus in all 4, so that's great. The pace, he at least gets to 70 with speed, but if you like a bit more pace in the centre-back, which I would say probably most people do, that's going to be a bit of a concern. Jumping at 78, so if he's 6'3", aerial superiority, he doesn't need too much jumping, but even with the height, the aerial superiority, and the fact he's got great physical contact, he's not going to be too dominant in the air. So I'm not too keen on that jumping with 78. Stamina's a bit of a concern as well. So I think the lower body attributes, kicking power is not a big issue, but certainly with speed and stamina being a bit low, it'd be nice if we could get more points than those. So can we shuffle some points from elsewhere? Not sure where we'd really get them. Might have to dip a little bit lower on the defensives, to be honest. You could do that and then just stick 4 straight onto the lower body. It's a shame to go below 90 in any of these, but he's still pretty high. Certainly very competent, and just that little bit extra speed and stamina might be worthwhile, to be honest. Yeah, so it's not a brilliant centre-back on the whole. He's got inconsistent form, and you can see that here from his form chart. He's had some Ds and a few Bs. He's a bit up and down. And like I say, for an extra front man, I'd like a bit more over here. I do, and on the occasions when I use an extra front man, it's usually if I do a league challenge, like for example the Spanish league challenge. If I'm lacking centre backs, I've used Kunde a few times. He's an extra front man. I put the defensive instruction on him. That does seem to work. So you might want to do it on this guy if you don't like the extra front man playing style, if you get him and you use him. But yeah, outside of the play style, bit of an issue on the lower body. You have to scrimp some points from elsewhere. Not quite as dominant as I'd like him to be. Would like him to be a bit better down the left as an extra front man, and he does need 1 or 2 skills, especially man marking. So I don't think he's a particularly bad centre-back card, but for one in a paid pack like this one, he's not brilliant. So yeah, not one to get particularly excited about. And now the last of our 3 centre-backs, we've got Ayhan. So I had a version of him from a Turkish league pack. This is better. This is the best version we've had of Ayhan. He's a build-up. He's pretty average height, about 6 foot. And his attributes are decent. You see, before the game plan boost, we've got a couple. His passing attributes there into the yellow over 70. That's nice. These defensive attributes, we're going to go 90 plus on all 4 of these with the game plan boost. We'll do that straight away. As you can see, then nice there, nice passing. On the right, the pace is decent enough. Not electric, but he's certainly not slow. Slight concern over the jumping and physical. I'd like those to be higher. That's the one area with this guy where he's just not quite where I'd like him to be, especially when you consider he does not have aerial superiority. Also with the skills, again, he does not have through passing. That's an error on eFootball Hub. Low off the pass is a nice bonus. Long throw, who cares, let's be honest. Man marking, interception, acrobatic clearance, those 3, and fighting spirit, all good skills to have in a centre-back, but I would like blocker as well. I think that's quite an important one in centre-back. And aerial superiority, like I say, that's a bit of a miss. So if you're going to put skills in this guy, if you get me plan to use him, blocker and aerial superiority, the 2 skills I think he needs. So yeah, bit of a concern with the aerial stuff, but he does have some quality there. As a build-up centre-back, I think he's quite nice. I think certainly, with the cards in this pack, some of the cards in this pack, I'm going to be looking at them as cards that are primarily for the Turkish League Challenge, because these cards do have club affiliation. I've mentioned that on 1 or 2 previous videos. They do seem to be putting club affiliation on national cards now. So this guy does have Galatasaray as his club. So it looks like he can use him in a Turkish League Challenge. I don't think you'll get many better centre-backs that can be used in a Turkish League Challenge. So for that reason, primarily, I'm keeping this card because I've got this pack and I think he's a pretty decent one. I've left its build pretty much like this. If you did want a bit more physical and aerial, which I think some people would, if you took a couple away from defending here, you see they put 16 on his defending. So those last 4 are 4 points each. So if you took a couple away from there, that's 8 points that you get. And that would mean 2 extra on aerial and then another 2 left over. I would personally put those 2 on dribbling, get his ball control up to 70. It would be nice if you didn't have to drop below 90 on any of these defenses, but I think that's probably worthwhile. It's not a massive change, but just a bit more physical contact. Physical contact is very important on centre-backs. A bit more jumping as well, especially if you don't put areas of priority on him. And getting the ball controls to 70, that's a nice little bonus. So, yeah, it's probably worth just tweaking it like that, in my personal opinion. He's got unwavering form as well. So, yeah, it's one where I think a lot of people will look at it and think, yeah, he's not that great on the whole, but I think he's pretty solid. I think apart from the slight concern over the aerial ability, the fact he's got unwavering form and he's about as good a centre-back as you're likely to find for the Turkish League Challenge, I think he's a decent card. He's not a brilliant one, not an elite level centre-back by any means, but for me, I think he's worth keeping. Could be a lot worse. And now we have Mulder, or Müldür, however you say it. So it's our first feature version of him. He's a fullback finisher, right back. So fullback finisher, again, it's like extra frontman or centre backs. I'm not a big fan. A fullback finisher will drift into the midfield from right back, and they will vacate their position and push up the pitch. They can be caught out in defence when your opponent counters on you. So that's why I don't like that playing style. But if you do like that playing style, it could be a good card for you. He's all right. He's not amazing. For me personally, I've said this before about fullbacks. He's got some qualities here in obvious places, but it's when you get to the left-hand side, he's not great technically. It's a big concern. So, yeah, would I shuffle some points around? Definitely. With that game plan boost, even with the boost, still not great down there. He's all right defensively, could be better. But as you can see, speed 98, stamina 94 is great stamina, but that speed, especially at 98, it's fantastic, but you don't need that much. And they've gone to 14 on lower body as well. So if we were to take 4 away from that, so his stamina stays at least at 90 plus, that frees up 14 points. That can give us a bunch more on passing and dribbling. I think, to be honest, I'd probably just do that. In fact, you don't need that much aerial. I aim for 70 plus on a fullback. So even if you take all the points of aerial, he still hits 72 physical contact. And he's got 70 jumping. That's another 4 points. You could probably nick 1 or 2 from dexterity. He's got a very good speed. If we went all the way down to 4, well, safe buy because I don't want that balance going below 70. That's a bit dodgy. There, maybe just do that on that 1 spare point on aerial. Then at least we got 80 plus on all the defensives. I'd probably do that. I think that for me is it's a bit more of a kind of well-rounded build. Still got good pace, very good pace. Stamina's good. As I mentioned, the balance is a bit low. Physical contact's alright though, 73. Defense is all 80 plus is nice. That's what I aim for on a fullback. And then on the ball, we've made him a bit better. He's still not brilliant, but he's a bit more comfortable on the ball, and his passing and crossing will be a bit better. As we see down here with the skills, that is the correct set of skills. That is what he's got. There are no errors this time. He's got chop turn or crossover turn, whatever the hell that one's called. Pinpoint crossing, good one going forward. Sliding tackle, nice, but he's missing interception. I always say, I think on a fullback, I think most people would agree interception is the first skill you'd want in the fullback. So he needs interception. Ideally, I'd like 1 or 2 others like man marking and blocker, but certainly interception not being there is a big miss. So yeah, on the whole, I don't personally like that playing style. I would like it to be a bit better technically. I'd like the balance to be a bit higher. He also has inconsistent form, which is a bit frustrating. So there are some concerns with this guy. It's another one where, yes, he's got qualities. He could do a job. Certainly, if you like that playing style, he's not a bad fullback at all. He could be decent for you, but with 1 or 2 concerns there, needing 1 or 2 skills as well. For a card in a pay pack, it's a little bit disappointing for me. Now we come to a card that is not disappointing. So, Kökçü, as I believe it's pronounced. I really like this guy. I got him in the previous Turkey pack, and I was gutted when his contract ran out. He's one of these cards where he's kind of, I would say, very similar in a way to Vitinha, who we looked at in the Portugal pack, who's also an orchestrator, in a sense that he plays quite deep with that playing style. He's got 3 positions there, but he's not about defending at all. He does not want to defend. He's all about his ability going forward, his creativity and his end product, his technical ability. But he is nice. We've got 3 positions there, like I say. As you can see from the numbers here, the game is telling you with that number there, 86 at DMF. He's not great there. He can't defend. You could shuffle the points around, but to make him decent enough defensively to play as a DMF, I think you would lose so many points from elsewhere. It just wouldn't be worth it. You wouldn't be able to make him a good DMF, in my opinion. But as a CMF orchestrator, as a kind of deep line playmaker, could be very, very nice. As I say, I like the card that I had previously, and I'm really happy with this one. It's better than the previous one. It's the best version of Kökçü that we've had in the game. He's got unwavering form as well, before I forget. In terms of the skills, before we have a look at his training points, in terms of the skills, there's a few differences here. He does not have long-range curler. He has long-range shooting, and he does have through passing. So one-touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, low-lofted pass. He's got all the skills for his passing. Really nice passing on this guy. Long-range shooting as well, and he's got soul control. So he's going to be nice on the ball. He's got some lovely end product. And we hit that game plan boost there. For me, as a deep line playmaker, the only real major concern I've got is I'd like his attacking awareness to be a bit higher, to be honest. It would be nice if he had a bit more defensively, especially with awareness. But like I say, I'm not going to be using this guy with any, I'm not going to be giving him any defensive responsibility. I think that'd be insane. He's got no defensive skills down here, and the defensive attributes aren't great. No real physical strength either. All his strengths are going forward, technical ones, and creating, end product. So, for me personally, as a deep line playmaker, I think what you could probably do, just to get a couple of those attributes a bit higher, you could stick a couple more as defending like that. And what have we got left? 8. I'll just stick them all in dexterity. I'd probably do that. If I'm playing as a centre midfielder, as a deep line playmaker with that orchestrated playing style, I would do that. So he's got good pace in that position. He's got really nice kicking power. Balance is good. Stamina's fantastic. He doesn't need that much stamina as an orchestrator. They don't cover that much ground. We've got him at least up to 70 for awareness there. There's a bit of defensive competence there. And on the ball, 90 ball control is the main one there. Dribbling and tight possession are decent, but really good ball control with the passing and low and lofted. Still 90 plus even after I took a few points away. Got a bit more attacking awareness on him. Be nice if we get his finishing up to 70, to be honest. You could tweak a few of these points, shuffle them around, to be honest. But for me, I'll do something like that as a centre mid. But as you can see from the position shot, you can also play him as an attacking midfielder. So for me, he fits into my team the best when I use attacking midfielders, which I don't always, but when I do, that's when I've used him, the one from the previous pack that I've got, and that's how I'll be training this guy and how I'll be using him. In which case, I'll take all those points back from defending, and then what will I do? Put 4 on shooting, and then those remaining 8 points. I've not actually finished training mine yet, so I can't just copy what I've done on mine, unfortunately. I think dexterity was the one. Get his balance up to 90. Stick that last one on finishing, maybe. I think that's pretty much what I did. As an attacking midfielder, as you can see there, the eFootball Hub's telling you, that's just a rough guide. They're not always 100% accurate, but it's telling you 97. He's obviously good in that position. He won't have an active playing style as an attacking midfielder, but I don't think that matters personally. The attributes he's got, very decent pace, kicking power is fantastic, balance up to 90, stamina 93. He's tidy on the ball, great passing. He's got a bit more finishing on him now, and he's got a bit more attacking awareness as well. He's good at set pieces. That's a nice bonus. For me personally, that's roughly how I'm going to train mine. I'm just going to go all in on his attacking ability, use him as an attack midfielder without a playing style. That's how I've used, as I mentioned, that's how I've used the previous one that I picked up, and he was fine. He was really good. And I'm delighted I've got this one because it's even better. So yeah, you can use him as a centre mid. You can train him however you want. That's how I personally would do it. I would just play him technically out of position as an attacking midfielder. You could maybe use him as a wide midfielder even, but you'd need the position trainers for that. I'm not sure that's really worth it. The game is telling you he's 99 rated as a wide midfielder. I don't know. You'd need to put probably pinpoint crossing on him if you trained him to play on the right. Maybe give him a long range curler to play on the left. But yeah, certainly through the middle. Could be a very nice deep line playmaker. And as you can see there, what I'm going to do, attack midfielder. And in my experience, very, very nice. So a couple of different ways you can train him and use him. For me, this is a very nice card. Speaking of very nice cards, we've got one of the best versions of Çalhanoğlu that we've had. So apart from the legend card that we had quite recently, this is, I believe, the next best version that we've had on the game. It's a really nice one, as you can see. Like with Kökçü, orchestrator, whose strengths are really in his offensive attributes. You know, going forward and creating similar situation again. This guy can play out wide. I've had a few versions of him. I've been lucky to get a couple of Player of the Week ones. I've got the one from when Inter sealed the title, where he's got some defensive attributes on him. So I'm keeping that one just in case I'm lacking centre midfielders in there for the Italian League Challenge. But primarily, I'll be using this guy as either an attacking mid or a wide midfielder. That's how I used the previous Player of the Week one that I got. Had a bit of pace about him. That was quite nice. But this one, yeah, like I say, similar thing with Kökçü. I've been all in on his attacking abilities. But we'll train him a couple of ways here. As you can see here, though, without more defensive ability, I think it's a waste trying to scrimp all the points from his passing, his technicals, anywhere else to try and make him better defensively so that he can play as a defensive midfielder. It'll be a waste of such a great card. I'm not even going to bother doing that. I wouldn't recommend using him there. As a centre midfielder, as a kind of deep line playmaker, hitting that game plan boost. I mean, it's telling you there with these numbers, as you see, 100, 101, clearly a great card. And that's why these attributes here, tremendous. He does have a bit of defensive ability. I'd like that tackling to go up to at least 70 if you're playing centre midfield. He still needs to put his foot in and do a little bit of defensive work there. So we can scrimp a few from passing. I think you know by now that's the first thing I do. As long as they're 90 plus, that's the thing for me. The first thing I want to do is I want to get everything as high as it needs to be. And then if you can get certain attributes higher, that's just a bonus. Get that attacking awareness up to 80 as well. What else are we going to do? Got 6 points left. Maybe put more physical, actually. Make him a bit more physically strong. Is there anything else we could do? Not really. Yeah, that's probably what I'd do. As a centre midfielder with the orchestrated playing style, I'd probably do that. Got him a bit better defensively. I've had to scrimp a bit technically, but I think he could do a very nice job there. He's obviously not the quickest. He never is Çalhanoğlu, but decent balance there. Great stamina. I've got all the defensive 70 plus. Still 90 plus in all of these. Finishing's decent at 76 for a centre mid. Attacking awareness is great at 80. If we look down the skills, the difference in game from eFootball Hub, there are just two missing from here. So the other two skills he actually has are long range shooting and, crucially, through passing. So we've got long range curler, knuckle shot, dipping shot. Then we've got weighted pass and through passing, pinpoint crossing, outside curler. The one that you really want to put on this guy, wherever you play him, if you get this card, one touch pass. I think there's been one, maybe two versions of him that had that, but usually he doesn't. So you do really want to put that on him. It's a very important one on the midfielder. So skill-wise, one-touch pass. You might want to put interception on him as well if you plan to use him as a centre mid. But certainly one-touch pass for me is the number one skill I would want to put on him. In other positions, that would be how I'd use him pretty much. That's roughly how I train him to play centre mid. But if we tried him as an attack midfielder or a wide midfielder, I would take all those points back from defending and aerial. Take all those back, thank you very much. That's 24 points that gives us. Let's put 4 on his shooting. So his first 4 only 1 each, so that's 4 points only. And we get his finishing up to 80. Got great free kicks on him. That's a nice bonus. I would like a bit more mobility on him. I don't think everyone would agree with that. We'll put 3 on dexterity first. Then we'll put 2 on lower body. So now we get him up to 80 on both speed and acceleration. That kicking power at 98 is insane. 8 points left. Where are we going to put those? Let's just get his passing back up again. It's a bit harsh to take those points away. Yeah, I'll put some points back on passing. So as an attacking midfielder, I mean, he is good. This is a really good card. We've got a bit more mobility on him. Crazy kicking power. The balance is good. Stamina's fantastic. Attacking when it's 83 is great. And then 90 plus in all of these. He's got brilliant passing. Finishing up to 80. Great set pieces. He will be playing without a playing style. As I said with Kökçü as an attack midfielder, that doesn't bother me personally. If it bothers you, then fair enough. You know, some people do. Some people aren't too keen on using players without a playing style. But for me personally, that's fine. As you can see here, it's telling you he's going to be 102 rated there. That just shows you how good he's going to be there. But you can see it from the attributes. Brilliant as an attacking midfielder. And as a wide midfielder, sure, I would like a bit more pace, but I don't think you always need that much pace in wide midfielders. Certainly, you could use him on the right as a kind of, you know, like a Beckham-style winger. Beckham never had pace, but if you focus on the end product, get him on the ball, put some crosses in, play some passes inside, all the ability in the world. Fantastic end product. He's technically supreme. As I mentioned, that there was a legend card that was slightly better than this, but outside of that, this is the best version we've had of Çalhanoğlu on the game. And for me, this is a great card, whichever way you use him. I think as a centre mid, deep line playmaker could be really, really good, but I think as an attacking mid or even as a wide midfielder or even a wide forward, looking at the ability he's got, the quality he's got, the end product he's got, really, really good. And one other thing to mention as well, he only has standard form, but I think most versions of Çalhanoğlu on the game have inconsistent form. He was inconsistent for quite a while. I don't think there'll be many cards of Çalhanoğlu that have standard form. This does have standard form, so that is an upgrade from inconsistent. So that's one other thing to mention. But yeah, I think this is probably the best card in the pack, and it's a really, really good card. This guy, on the other hand, might not be the best card in the pack, but I think it might be one of the more popular ones. So we've got a 5-star version of Güler. He's a classic number 10. He's a lefty. We've had a previous 3-star nominating contract version. Obviously, this is much better as a 5-star. And they've also added 2 new positions. They've got right midfield and right wing forward. There was one other version of Güler that we've had a 5-star that was a player of the week card. It was a goal poacher centre forward. It did not have first time shot though, and I don't think it had the pace to really make him a particularly good goal poacher. It's not a bad card on the whole, but yeah, this one's certainly better. As you can see, I'm going to go straight to the game plan boost. Just look how good he is on the ball. This is a really, really nice card. I think the dribblers, if you like players that you can get on the ball as attacking midfielders and dribble with them, go past defenders and with passing as well. This guy looks really, really nice. I wouldn't personally use him at centre midfield. His classic 10 playing style will not be active at centre mid and he can't defend, so I think that'd be a big waste of him playing him that deep. As an attacking midfielder though, setting him free with that classic 10 playing style, making loads of attacking runs, getting into good positions, as good as he is on the ball and with his end product, I think he could be really, really nice. I have picked this pack up. As I mentioned, I've not used him much yet, just a few times against the AI. He does feel nice. You could use him on the right. He would need a bit more pace though. Let's have a look at his skills first. So he's got all these skills, but again, there's a bit of an error with eFootball Hub with these skills. He's missing 2 from what he's actually got in game, and the 2 that he's got in game in addition to these are long range curler and through passing. So 2 very nice skills to have in this guy. As the left footer playing on the right, especially long range curler is a nice one, but anywhere you play him, that's a nice skill to have, and likewise anywhere you play him, through passing a very important one, especially through the middle. So he's got one touch pass and through passing. Outside curler, soul control, 2 nice ones to have. A few skill moves for the dribblers. Weighted pass would be a nice one. Maybe his long range shooting, but he's got a good selection of skills. In terms of the way his points are allocated, if you're a real dribbler, then you probably want to leave it as it is, to be honest. I mean, some of these attributes are great. What I'm looking at personally, attacking awareness at 79. I love to nudge up to the 80 mark. I'd love to get that speed and maybe kicking power up to 80. It'd be nice if we get finishing up a little bit as well, but let's just see what we can do. So if we nick the few from passing, we'll leave the low pass at 90. Dribbling, we'll take 4 off there initially. I think that's what we'll do. I don't want to go below 90 on ball control. So firstly, get that attacking awareness up to 80. And then can we get his speed up a bit? Got 1, 2, 3 on there. We've got 7 points left. 3 on shooting. Hello. Yeah, so that pretty much ticks all the boxes. Shame we couldn't quite get the balance to 90, but I'm sure we can live without that. 1 spare point. Oh, defending down there. We do not need that. So now we've got 2. Where's that going? Shooting or passing? Passing. Yeah, for me, I'll do that. But a bit more of a well-rounded build through the middle. Still 90 plus on all these. Still great on the ball. Really nice passing. He's got finishing up to 80. Attacking awareness up to 80. Speed's past 80. Acceleration still at 93. Kicking power's up to 80. Balance is almost at 90. The stamina there, you would like it to be a bit higher, but if you play this guy as an attacking midfielder, the classic number 10 playing style, classic number 10, he's not going to track back at all. So he's not going to get tired. If you play him on the right, you have got a bit more speed on now. I think he'd certainly be usable on the right. I'd like anyone playing wide midfield, left or right, to have a bit more speed, but having a bit more on his speed now, he's a bit more usable there. He does have long range curler on him, so you could use him there. The stamina then would be a bit of a concern, because then that play style won't be active playing on the right. But certainly through the centre as an attacking midfielder, he will not get tired. The stamina will be fine. This is just a really, really nice card, to be honest. One thing I will mention with this guy, this is pure speculation on my part, but classic number 10 is a playstyle that they usually put on older players when they're kind of getting a bit older and slower and they don't have the stamina they used to. It's not often they put it on a younger player, and I have a feeling that they're probably going to change this guy's playing style at some point. So I don't know what they'll change it to. If they do change it, maybe creative playmaker, whole player, maybe he's deep line forward as an SS, something like that. Time will tell, and it will depend how he plays at Real Madrid next season if he stays there, but I don't think they're going to keep him as a classic number 10 much longer. That's just pure speculation on my part, but if that is the case, and if you like the classic number 10 playing style, that for me just makes the card all the more appealing, and it makes me even more glad that I've got it, because I like a classic number 10. I'm actually considering position training this guy to play SS, because I like an SS behind my centre forward. I think it could be really nice there based on the way he looks and how he's felt when I've used him against the AI so far. So yeah, it's clearly the best version of Arda Güler that we've had. It might be the last classic number 10 version that we have. And as you can see with his attributes down here, some great technicals, great on the ball, great passing. The way I've trained him here is a bit more of a well-rounded build. But obviously you can go with the auto allocation. If you do that, he's crazy good on the ball with his passing. So yeah, whichever way you train him, it's a really, really nice version of Arda Güler. And now we have Aktürkoğlu. So I got a version of this guy from a Turkish league pack, I think a few months ago now. The only real difference in terms of the positions, play style, and everything else, is that they've taken away right wing forward from him and they've added SS. For me, that's an upgrade. As a right footer who's not great at crossing, I never would have used him on the right anyways. I don't tend to use wide forwards, but I do use an SS. So for me, the fact I can now play him SS is a big upgrade. If you really wanted to use him on the right, you could put him in that position and then just swap him from a right wing forward to an SS, because you can have an SS in the wide position. So for me, that's an upgrade positionally. It's a nice card. It's the best version of him that we've had. Is better than the previous one that I had. As you can see here, he's tidy on the ball, good attacking awareness. He's not great with his passing. That's probably the one concern. Finishing is decent enough. Good pace, good balance. Let's hit that game plan boost, see what happens. So as you can see there, we've gone 90 plus in all those 3 on the ball. Speed and acceleration 99, balance 94. He's going to be super responsive. He does feel pretty neat to me. I've not used him a lot so far, I've got to be honest, but he does feel pretty neat. The passing is the one concern for me. So yeah, before we shuffle those points around, we'll have a look at the skills. The skills are correct for once. So these are the skills he's got. So he's got a bunch of skill moves for the dribblers. He's got soul control as well. He's going to be nice on the ball. Rising shots, acrobatic finishing, heel trick's a nice one. One touch pass. I would like through passing on him, and I would like long range curler. Those are the 2 skills I think that I would want to put on this guy. Maybe first time shot, maybe long range shooting, but I think long range curler and through passing are the 2 most important ones, especially with his passing not being brilliant. So in terms of his attributes, the way the training points are allocated, as always, I don't want to go below 90 on these. I'll nick 1 point though off the dribbling. Dexterity, we can nick a few off there actually, and that'll free up 9 more points. How good can we make your passing? Get him up to 80 low pass, that's nice. If we nick 1 off shooting, that frees up 2 points. Oh, it doesn't do much actually. Oh, we've got 1 on defending. Hello, we'll take that back. Right, which of these do we increase? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Take your pick, to be honest. I'll stick it back on dribbling. The dribblers won't be complaining then. So we're back to where we were for dribbling. Nice, yeah. That, I think, is how I would train him. I think that's how I will train mine, to be honest. Really nice on the ball, as you see. Again, the dribbling at 96. Speed great at 90, but acceleration at 96. Balance 91. In fact, I'm going to take the point back from dribbling because I just noticed his kicking power is 79. Let's get that to the 80 mark. Boom. Lovely jubbly. So still great on the ball. Pace, balance. He's going to be really responsive on the ball. Very nice. He's got a bit of passing ability now, getting up to 80 on low pass. Finishing's at 80 as well. Attacking man's at 80, yeah. He's not got many positions. There's not many ways you can use this guy. You're either playing him just off the attack threat, essentially, or you're playing him just wide of the attack as a kind of left wing forward. He's only got standard form, but he's had quite a few weeks with A and B form. Yeah, I think this is a really nice card, to be honest. Quick, good on the ball, nimble, a little bit of end product about him. I think the thing with this guy is that if you pick him up, give him a try, if you quite like the feel of him, he probably just needs 1 or 2 skills, as I mentioned. I think through passing is probably the first one, maybe long range curler as well, just to really make the most of him and give him that bit more end product. If you do that, I think it could be a really good card, well worth having. Now we've got an interesting one. So we've got Yıldız from Juventus. So he's a youngster, only 18 years old. He's a creative playmaker. He's 6'1", and he can play a few positions. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He can play an SS. He can play right up top as a striker, or he can play wide left. I'm not sure where he's best, to be honest. It's an interesting one. I'm going to go... In fact, we'll start with the skills. We'll get that out of the way. So skill-wise, doesn't have a lot, but he does have 2 more that aren't listed here. So he's got scissors feint. He's got acrobatic finishing. He's a super sub. Always nice. But he also has long-range curler and through passing. So those are the 2 skills I would like to have on Aktürkoğlu, the guy we just looked at. He does have them in Yıldız. So we've got long-range curler and we've got through passing on this guy. And yeah, in terms of the attributes... Straight to that boost there. You see that he's great on the ball. Very good attacking awareness. Pretty nice pace. Finishing's decent as well, 82. Where is he best? Let's start as a centre forward. We'll get that out of the way, because if we take a load of points off dribbling, go all the way down to 4 on dribbling, leave the passing on 4, up to 12 on shooting. We've got 11 points left there. 12 shooting and then 2 more dexterity. You can make him pretty decent as a centre forward, to be honest. You would need to give him first time shot, and he would be playing up front without a playing style. So 2 asterisks on him as a centre forward, but if you look at the attributes, he looks like a pretty solid all-rounder as a centre forward, to be honest. 2 points left, by the way. We'll stick him on aerial. In fact, can we get that physical up to 70? We'll nick a couple from dribbling. So there, you could make him really nice all-rounder as a centre forward. Awareness 89, finishing 86. On the ball, all 80 plus. Decent passing for a centre forward. Good pace. A little bit of physical contact. Decent balance. Yeah, I think you probably just need to put 1-2 skills on him. First time shot will be the first one. And then with his height, maybe you put heading on him. Maybe his aerial superiority. He's not got great attributes in the air though. But yeah, I think certainly potentially usable as a centre forward. One or two skills that are missing, notwithstanding. I think in terms of the attributes, you could be a usable player as a centre forward. But as an SS... You don't need that much on finishing. If we took that down to 80, so 80 for finishing, you don't need quite as much awareness. We'll take just 1 off there because I don't want that balance going below 80. He's quite tall at 6'1", so a bit of balance will be helpful. Let's get a load more points back on dribbling, get up to 8 on that. And then maybe there's a bunch more on his passing. There's an SS. I think pretty decent. Again, he's got pretty decent pace, a bit of kicking power, bit of balance, still a little bit of physical contact. We left those 4 points on there. On the ball, very tidy. Attacking awareness for an SS is excellent. Passing, it's not amazing, but it's decent. He's got through passing, remember. And then finishing 81 is decent. He could be a useful SS. That playing style creative playmaker will be active as an SS. I think he could be decent there. Not amazing, nothing to get too excited about, but certainly very usable there. Attacking midfield, I think passing becomes a lot more important there. So... how do we get his passing up? I think we take a few away from shooting because it's not as important on an attacking midfielder. I'm going to take those aerial points off because we need to get his passing as high as we can. We can at least get it to 80. Can we get it high enough to really make him very usable as an attacking midfielder? Can we nick a few points from here? I don't know. I'm not so sure. In fact, I'll probably take those 4 from shooting as well. We could put a few back. As an attack midfielder, I don't know. Bit of pace about him. Very tidy on the ball. Excellent attacking awareness, but even with 12 on his passing, you only get to 82 low pass, fully boosted in the game plan. So for me personally, I don't think he'd be great as an attack midfielder. He does have through passing. He doesn't have one-touch pass, though. He doesn't have weighted pass either. Attack midfielder, bit of a stretch. Could use him there, but I don't think it's really worthwhile. I think much better as an SS or a centre forward. Wide left, take a load of back off his passing. Give him a bit of finishing. Does have long range curler. Would like a bit more pace if he's out wide. Would we do that? Couple more dexterity. We've got 1 left over. Maybe nick 1 off there and put it on. I may just stick it on his aerial actually. Yeah, wide left. Yeah, not bad to be honest, not bad. So, good pace, decent balance, tidy on the ball, excellent attacking awareness for a wide player. The passing's not brilliant, be careful with his passing, but finishing at 80, a little bit of curler about him, and he's got long range curler. Coming off that left flank, he could be tidy. I don't know how good he'd feel on the ball. 6'1". He's got good attributes on the ball, they're not amazing. Balance isn't too high, even though it's decent. So I'm not sure quite how good he'd feel on the ball. I've not tried mine yet, to be honest, but yeah. Certainly with these attributes here, the fact he's got through passing and long range curler, does look like he'd be usable there. So you've got 4 positions you could play him in. Like I say, attacking midfielder, not from me. I don't think his passing is good enough. But as an SS, centre forward or wide left, this guy looks interesting. Not an amazing card, not one I'm too excited about, but certainly a pretty good card on the whole. But yeah, that inconsistent form is a bit of a disappointment. But yeah, aside from that, a few ways you can use him, a few ways you could train him, and he's a decent one. He's a decent card. And we finish up with Ünal. So, plays for Bournemouth. His loan there has just been made permanent, I think. This is comfortably the best version of Ünal that we've had. He was in the previous Turkey pack. I had that one, and I think there's been another one. Both went up to about 92. This goes to 95. So this is clearly the best version of Ünal that we've had. He is on the Fox in the box, and he is a bit of an all-rounder. He's got a bit of everything. His form doesn't look too great from last season at Bournemouth. That's a bit of a concern. He's only got standard form. Quite a few Ds there, only a couple of Bs. And the other concern with this guy, he doesn't have first-time shot. That's a real concern. He does have long-range curler. That's missing from the list. I've checked in-game. He does have long-range curler. Heading, aerial superiority. He's going to be pretty decent in the air. Would be nice if he had acrobatic finishing as well, just to kind of complete the set from crosses. And like I say, first-time shot, that's the one big miss with this guy. If you're going to get this guy and use him with any degree of regularity, first-time shot is a must. But as you can see, we had the game plan boost, 90 attacking awareness, 92 finishing. He's pretty reasonably tidy on the ball. Pace is okay for a Fox in the box. Kicking power is great at 92. There's a few that I'd like to just nudge it up. The jumping and physical, especially on a Fox in the box with the skills he's got. I'd like to nudge that up a bit. The balance is decent. Stamina's alright. Passing, again, if we could nudge it up to 70, that'd be nice. So, can we shuffle these points around? Of course we can. We'll take a couple off finishing. That gives us 6. So, we'll nudge the passing up to 70 first. And then, what else do we need to do? Just the aerial, really. How many can we get on the aerial? That's the question. I wouldn't want to lose any off their attacking awareness, to be honest. I don't think I'd really want to lose any from anywhere. We could afford to lose a couple from speed. A Fox in the box, it's not too important, their pace. They're not going to be running in behind too much. And we still got 90 on kicking power. That gives us 5. So then a couple more increases on aerial. 1 point left over. Stick it on his passing. For me, as a Fox in the box, I think that's what I'd do. So not the quickest, but he's got kind of average pace. He's not going to be too slow. On a Fox in the box, like I say, it's not too important. He's going to be kind of loitering around the edge of the box. He will make attacking runs, but not as aggressively as a poacher. He's not going to be looking to rely on his pace and getting behind the defence too much. So yeah, the pace for me, not great, but okay. Kicking power is good at 90. And he's got a bit more jumping and physical now. Like I say, with aerial superiority and heading, he's about 6'1". He should be decent from crosses. Balance at 8 on 80 is decent. Not amazing, but it's decent enough. Likewise on the ball, he's okay. Not brilliant, but he's okay. But the awareness and finishing is still at 90. We've got the low pass up to 70. He's actually quite good at set pieces. I didn't know he was good at free kicks in real life, but apparently he is. So 89 for place kicking, that's very nice. And 88 for heading as well. So yeah, this guy is a bit of an all-rounder. I'm quite pleased I've got this guy. I'm looking forward to using him. I've not really used him yet, but he looks really nice to me. He's just got a bit of everything, an all-rounder. He can finish. He's got good awareness. He'll be getting into good positions. He looks like he's going to be decent in the air as well. Good kicking power. That helps with finishing. This, for me, the form is a bit of a concern, and he really needs first-time shots as skill. But looking at the attributes he's got and the way they match up to his player style, box in the box, I think this is a pretty good striker card, to be honest. So there you have it. That pack from me, as I mentioned at the start, I've already picked this pack up myself. I'm pleased with it. I got it partly because I wanted an out-wide manager. I've been waiting a long time for a high-rated out-wide manager. I've been disappointed in that regard so far because that playing style just hasn't really worked for me, but I'm going to persevere with it. As I mentioned when I was talking about Montella at the start of the video, I'll be really interested to hear from any of you guys if you've been playing out wide lately, just to hear how you've been finding it, if you've been enjoying it or if you've been frustrated by it like I have. But yeah, out wide manager, 88 rated. As for the cards, I'm pretty pleased with the cards that we've got. It's a mixed bag. I think you've got this guy, the centre back, the extra front man. I'm not going to try and say his name. Actually, sorry, I will. Özkacar. Yeah, I probably butchered that, poor guy. Yeah, not too keen on that guy. The goalkeeper for me is a bit of a disappointment. But I think Ayhan's a useful one for the Turkish League Challenge at least. And he could be usable outside of that as well. Kökçü for me, very happy with him. He's a very neat, creative midfielder. Likewise, Çalhanoğlu, one of the best versions of Çalhanoğlu we've had in the game. Really pleased with him. He's a great card. Ünal, give him first time shot. I think you've got a very tidy strike on your hands. I'm going to give him first time shot because he looks like someone I'm going to get some real use out of. I think Demiral is a really nice centre back. I think I'm planning to use him a bit. It's a shame he doesn't get live update, but he looks good to me. A good solid card. Aktürkoğlu looks like a really neat attacking player. Either just off the attack as an SS or as a wide forward on the left. He looks neat. The fullback Müldür, not so keen. Don't think it's a brilliant card. Not a disastrously bad one, but just not one to get too excited about for me. Yıldız from Juventus. I think he could be very usable. You got a bunch of ways you could train him. I think maybe if you gave him one or two skills, he could be a really valuable card potentially. And then Güler, like I say, as a classic number 10, might possibly be one of the last chances you get to sign a 5-star classic number 10 version of Güler on that basis. That makes it even more appealing. But even if you forget the whole playing style thing, looking at his attributes, he looks like a really, really nice card. So yeah, 900 coins. Is it going to be good value for you? I've said it about all these packs. Only you can answer that. What players have you got in these positions? Have you got good versions of these players already? Do you use the out-wide playing style? Only you can really answer the question of whether it's going to give you good value for 900 coins. But potentially, I think it could be a really good value pack. There are a few duds in there, but I think there's some really nice players. And you've got an out-wide manager if that playing style suits you. So potentially, could be a very interesting pack. As I mentioned, I've done reviews of England, France, Argentina, and Portugal, and this is Turkey. So that's 5 out of the 6, and that leaves Brazil. So there will be a review of the Brazil pack coming soon. So hopefully I've helped you with this video to decide if the Turkey pack is worth buying for you. Watch out for the review of the Brazil pack coming soon. Thank you for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys soon.